got a little bit of some of Kyle's stuff. He won a few races and stuff, and some of his stuff. And when I was 60 years old, my wife had this Pontiac fixed up for me and redone it. The Buick just happened. 65, NASCAR bound the Hemi engine, and we couldn't run in the Cup stuff, so went drag racing for about 6 months. And so this is one of the original cars. I had 2 cars, wrecked one of them, and so this is the second car.
Do you have any memories of filming your own movie, the movie where the 43, the Richard Petty story, where you kind of acted in your own movie?
Yeah, well, that was like in 71 or 72.
Yeah. Was that fun?
They did most of them around here, back on some of these country roads. Yeah, it was just something different. Took 2 or 3 weeks out of the racing career, but still yet was able to go racing on the weekend. Mm-hmm. So they done a bunch of the filming around me, around my schedule, so it worked out pretty good. Yeah. This is a mock-up of the very first race car I ever had, 1968. And the top unbolts and stuff, and I ran convertibles. My dad had run the car with a hard top on it 1 week, and I'd run it the next week. We'd take the top off and run it as convertible. So basically that's really what I started in, something like that right there.
Is it true, the story, that your first ever win, you beat your dad and he tore you down?
Well, no, the deal was we ran a 150-mile race at Lakewood Speedway at the fairground in Atlanta, and it was real dirty and dusty, and nobody knew where anybody was at. And when the race was over, they flagged me the winner, and my dad went and protested. He said he'd run another lap than I had, or some kind. Anyhow, when they set the cards, I ran second, and so that was the first time I got a flag. Got the flag. In fact, we got the flag stand out front here. That's the first time I ever got a flag, a checker flag, even though it wasn't a legitimate win.
Were you mad at him?
Not really. Man, Sackett was best that ever won. We was tickled to death. But they was running the hard tops against the convertibles. He had a hard top, and he was trying to win the championship. Okay, you mean? And I was just running, so it didn't make that much difference to me. Anyhow, and this is the car I finished my career with in '92.
Atlanta.
We had coming off the 4th turn, me and 2 or 3 of them got all mixed up, and I wound up on the bad end of it. And wasn't going to win the race anyway, so it didn't make a whole lot of difference.
Why was it so important to you to get back on the track and finish that race?
The deal was, I was through with the deal, and the crew said, no way, we're going to let you run the last race and not finish. So they worked on the car for about an hour and a half, took the front end off and all the fenders, and they put a grill in, a radiator in it, got it all running, and I went out and ran the last 2 or 3 laps, just putting around the inside out everybody's way. So they felt good about that part. They didn't want to be responsible, even though I was responsible for wrecking the car. Well, we got a bunch of cars. I got 5 of the Daytona winter cars are here. That's one of them there, the Dodge. And so we got a couple of Dodges, Oldsmobile somewhere. I don't know. We got all kinds of different stuff. And then we ran the pickup series for a while. Jimmy Hensley won 3 or 4 races for us in the truck series. 68, when we went from, was always in the Chrysler business, Dodge business, and we went to Chevrolet. So that was the first Chevrolet that I ran in the latter part of 78. That's another winning Dodge.
You feel pretty good about the chances that Bubba can get a car in here at some point if he kind of progresses?
Real good about it. The situation is we're changing from the Ford, which was in the last 6 years, I guess, and we're just sort of floating along, not gaining or losing or anything. And so we decided to try something different. So we got a new driver, got new sponsors, got a new car, the whole deal. So it's sort of like Richard Petty Motorsports starting all over again. Even though we got all the people and all the facilities and everything to make it work. So I think everybody's looking for a big year. We feel like that Bubba can get the job done. And he's got a lot of experience in other cars, and he ran 4 races for us last year and kept getting better and better with it. So if we can keep him calmed down, I think we're going to be in good shape. This is some of the stuff that Adam's cars and stuff. I guess this is the car he won the
Charlotte
race at Charlotte. And he was just 18 years old. In other words, his dad had won Daytona at 18 years old, and Adam come up and beat him by a couple of months in his birthday deal. So they were both, I think somebody's younger than that now, but at that time he was the youngest guy to win ARCA race. And this is some of the old cars and stuff. He started in the go-karts, moved up to legend cars, then went into Saturday night stuff. He ran some IMCA, ASA. He won a race in ASA, and then we moved him up into Nationwide at that time, I think, or whatever it was. And then he got to run, I think, 1 or 2 races. Just one race in Texas, and then we had the accident, so he wasn't able to finish his career.
Do you feel pretty good about Thad being able to get more seat time and maybe go get some wins?
Yeah, we really don't know about Thad yet because we bounced him around. He started in go-karts. He moved up to Saturday night deal, won some kind of little championship last year. And this year we've just been running him, some different places, different kind of tracks, just get experience. He ran some ARCA races last year, and in fact, he's going to run a few more this year. He can't run on the super speedways because he's not 17 years old. So he's got to get the experience. And, we'll just sort of have to play that by ear. Right now, our main deal is trying to get RPM back on his feet. And if we can, then we can turn around and really help him. We're just kind of spot checking him right now, not really giving him the full benefit of the doubt. But we figure that, a couple of years more experience, just all different kind of tracks and different people, then we'll start really looking at it serious to see if he wants to do it or he can do it, and see if we can make it all work from there.
Jeff was telling me that, you're still very hands-on with the team, and you're at both shops pretty much every day. If you're not here, you're going back to the RCR shop now, and you've got your hands all over that to make sure it's doing the things that you want it to do. Is that important to you?
It's very important. It's got my name on the side of the thing, and we'd like to get back in be where we're competitive every week. We run, the whole season, maybe really competitive 3 or 4 races a year. That's not going to get it done. You want to be in the deal where that you're running up front and got a chance to win every race, and it's going to be a little while to work our way back, but if we can go from 20th to 15th, 15th to 10th, 10th to 5th, then you got a chance to win races.